My name is Anna Mutavati. I'm the Regional Director for UN Women for the East and Southern Africa region. Thank you very much for joining us today as we are celebrating 15 years of existence as UN Women. We are also celebrating 40 years since the world came together here in Nairobi to look into forward-looking strategies for gender equality and empowerment of women. So there are so many points of celebration. I hope you will join us. You will be wondering, what are we celebrating? So I would like to just share a few areas where we have made a lot of progress in the 15 years that we've been there as UN Women, but even before, through all the work that the different entities and agencies have been working on, and governments and civil society organizations and yourselves, how you have all been contributing to ensuring that we have a gender equal world society where women and girls are treated with dignity and respect. So we see that in the area of women in politics, we have made tremendous progress as a region. We now stand at an average of about 25% representation of women who sit on the table when decisions are being made in Parliament. We have also seen a reduction in the number of women and girls who die from pregnancy-related complications. That is also something big to celebrate. We have also seen most of our governments have enacted legislation to address the issues of gender-based violence or violence against women and girls, a big issue in our region, on our continent, and globally. So we have seen that some member states have even gone ahead to establish specialized courts to ensure that there is justice for survivors of gender-based violence. We have also seen an increase or an improvement in girls' education, things that we may be taking for granted now, but this was not always the case, that girls would go to school and they would stay in school and go all the way up to tertiary level and be studying science, technology, engineering, mathematics, and so on. But we've seen improvements in our region, on our continent, and globally because of all our combined efforts, you working with us and us also partnering with you in many different ways. We've also seen deliberate efforts to fight the feminized face of poverty in our region and on our continent. And we have seen governments put in place programs and funds to support women to start small businesses. So this is something that most governments are so proud to report, how they are helping women to fight poverty. We have also seen an increase in women who are engaging in peace-building activities, in peace-building efforts in their own communities, helping communities put out fires that would otherwise then lead into conflict and armed conflict. We've also seen within the UN system, more and more UN agencies now are programming on gender equality and empowerment of women. So those that are working in agriculture, they are also saying, where are women and girls in this? Those that are working on financing, those that are working on infrastructure, those that are working on technology, everybody is now asking that question: how do I address the gender gap in my area of work so that we have women and girls also equally participating? Because that's what gender equality is all about, right? So as we celebrate, let us also not forget that the work is not finished. We have a lot of unfinished business, and we must keep an eye out and always be vigilant that we don't end up losing the progress that we have made. So what are the threats? We know that there is this global pushback to push back on gender equality and start rolling back on some of this progress that I've shared with you. We also know that there's continued decrease in funding for this work, because for us to change norms, to change behaviors, to change knowledge, to change laws, to work around all of these results that I've shared with you, it requires resources. But we've seen that the resources are going down. In fact, they say globally we have a global deficit of $420 billion. That needs to be on the table for us to not only safeguard the progress we've made, but keep making progress. So that is one of the threats and the part of the unfinished agenda. Where is the funding going to come from? And we have also seen new and emerging forms of violence against women. For example, So now it has moved on to online spaces. Our laws enough to address that violence that is happening against women and girls online? No. And then we are also working with around climate change, a new issue that has continued to show us that it has gender dimensions, that it affects women and girls disproportionately from men and boys. So I could go on, but I'm sure you also know in your own communities, in your own families, in your own relationships, in your own societies, you also know where these unfinished gender equality issues are. So as we celebrate, yes, we are happy we've made this progress, but we are also sober to the point that there's a lot of work that needs to be done so that we don't regress, we don't lose progress we have made, and that we have funding on the table to keep the work going. So what is our commitment, therefore, to you going forward? We are here 15 years young, and we are very proud of what we have achieved. But at the same time, against this global pushback, we would like to reassure you that we are not going anywhere. We will stay the course with you, working with every woman and girl that needs their rights protected, working with every government that's putting in place measures to continue driving forward the gender equality agenda. We know, as much as you know, that when we empower women, when we drive for gender equality, we empower humanity, we empower generations to come. And so we will continue doing what we do with even renewed vigor in partnership with all of you. And then we do what we do not only because that's our work, but it's our DNA. That's who we are. Thank you.